Hi there, and welcome to Thursdays with Annette at 2 o'clock. Coming to you from my wintry weather on the Queensland right now. It's just taken a bit of a chill turn, and it's so perfect time to be talking about the topic today, which is exercising in winter. But before we get into that, thank you so much for your fantastic feedback from last week's show. I had so much fun cooking in my daughter's kitchen. And a lot of you commented they saw a little black dog in the background, and that was Jenna's little dog, Lucy. A little bit of a photo bomber, that girl was, but she's a little gorgeous cross poodle. Now, we made the chocolate cherry crackles, which we thoroughly enjoyed that afternoon for my little granddaughter's birthday, and you'll be pleased to know that she was thoroughly spoiled with lots of presents, lots of cake, and she had a wonderful day. Now, the winners from last week's show got the book 5, which of course the cherry chocolate crackles are in, and these 3 girls are all from Queensland. I randomly pick you guys, and when we got the addresses in, we just realised that everybody was from Queensland, so go the Maroons. Judy Kilby was one of the winners, and Sandra Conray, another winner chicken dinner, and Karen Gardner was super excited about winning a copy of book 5. Now, before we get into the show, I want you to go and make sure you've got pen and paper on hand, because I think I've got a lot of things I want to talk about today, because it's a really good subject and it's all about getting you more active over the next 3 or 4 months over winter. So I want you to take some notes as we go so you can remember all the tips that I'm going to give you today. Now, let's be honest, winter can be a huge challenge, not only because we eat stodgier, heavier food. I mean, salads are a thing of the past, and the fruits, the variety is just a little bit boring over winter. And so we tend to eat more, we hibernate a bit more, and this is a disaster when it comes to weight loss, because when you're at home and you're bored, what are you going to do? And I think that when you come into winter, I felt when I was in winter, when I was an overweight Annette, that because I was rugged up, I had tracky dacks on, the big sloppy jumpers, and it hides a multitude of sins. But then what happens, you think you're doing fine, and then you put on something from last summer, and when the weather gets warmer, like say around September or so, and it's tight on you, it doesn't fit, and that's when you have the reality check. Hello, what have I done over winter? So I don't want you to go through that this year. I want winter to be a time where you're productive, fabulous, and losing weight or maintaining really well. So the tips I have for you today is, like being healthy is really a good plan all year round, as same as being active. But sometimes you have to change a little bit for the different seasons. So, if you stick with that plan and adapt it as you go to accommodate sort of that hotter food, like we want casseroles and stews, and probably you're not just going to have ham and salad for dinner tonight, so you're going to have to look at the ways you can work out your menu plans, and of course you should be cooking out of my cookbooks. Hello, so you don't have to worry, because you've got lots of great winter guilt-free treats to have, even some of my dessert puddings that we really love over winter. My banana caramel self-sauce and pudding, don't start me, it's fabulous. If you haven't made that, you should. So let's get started, okay? I want you to think about if I think back to when I was 100 kilos, exercise was like a dirty word to me. I didn't really ever do much of it. I think the exercise I did was this, and that was opening the fridge door. But when I went on my healthy regime, when I had that aha moment, or that swimsuit photo, and I started to get healthy, I've got to be honest with you, I didn't exercise in those first maybe 6, 7, 8 weeks, because I was so big and felt so unfit that I was really worried that I'd just drop dead if I did anything too exerting. But what I was doing in that time was really focusing my time and energy on the food I was eating, learning new recipes, hello, cookbooks, here I come, and just, thinking about how I can work with my family and myself losing the weight. But then I started to feel a bit better about week 6, 7. I went, so I grabbed my little dog Bowie and off we went. Now we walked to the end of the street and back. I just did that to start with. And if you've got a dog, they just love it. Next day I did the block, And I'm such a sticky beak. Stop me right now. I love checking everybody's out in the houses and everything like this. So I was having fun. I thought, oh, this is not so bad. And in the end, within a matter of weeks, I was doing a good 40-minute walk with the dog, and we were loving it. And I noticed that with my healthy regime and that activity, it really picked up my weight loss a little bit better. But I do believe, though, that, if you can look at the solution, not the problem over winter, you're going to find that you could find the next few months be absolutely a fabulous time for you. So, you've got to stay committed to it, like with exercise, put it in your diary, treat it like you'd an appointment, like a doctor appointment, some other. You would never just go, yeah, nah, not going to go. No, you've got to do it. And one of the things I found really great was, for me, is I put out my workout gear out the night before, and I have my joggers sort of in the way where if I don't put them on, I'm going to trip over them. So I put them on, and I find that works absolutely 100% for me, because as soon as my joggers are on, I'm going to go and exercise. I'm not going to just put them on and then not go anywhere. So I think that's a good little tip as well. You've really got to just make exercise a must do. You know what I mean? Like, it is something that you commit to and have that attitude. Now, if you wanted to lose weight, I would suggest you'd probably want to aim for maybe 5 or 6 times a week to help you lose weight, if you could do it like at least a 30-minute workout. Now, if you're on maintenance, you really need probably at least 3 days a week, and that will help you maintain your weight. Now, I want to read you this because I thought this was really interesting. The physical guidelines set out by the Australian government, they say you should aim for 150 to 300 minutes of moderate intensity activity a week. So I worked that out, that 150 minutes, let's start at the minimum, let's not get too carried away, but 150 minutes actually calculates to 30 minutes of exercise 5 times a week. Now, if you're super, super busy, you say, I don't have that time, well then maybe you could do 10-minute blocks 3 times in the day. So you might do it at 10 o'clock in your morning tea, 10 minutes in your afternoon tea, and then maybe just before dinner you do 10 minutes or whatever. The thing is, when I look at people that say they're time poor, I say, get off the phone, get away from the television, like all these things that we do to waste time, which are fun to do, but maybe prioritise your time a bit more carefully, and you'll find that you can fit it in quite easily. Now, some of the benefits of physical activity, like, if I have to convince you, I'm going to do it now, because apart from helping you to lose weight, we know that's a given, it also helps your digestion, improving your sleep. I always sleep so much better after I've had a workout. It also gives you like a feeling of mental and emotional well-being, because it gets your endorphins going. I love the time I exercise, because I plan my day a little bit. I think about what I'm going to cook for dinner, and it just gives your brain that time. Now, it also boosts your energy, which I think is fantastic. It assists with stiff joints. So if you've got, problems with that, that will really help, if you do some movement. It helps combat lifestyle diseases and strengthens the heart. Hello? What do you think is one of the main organs in our body? Is our heart. So we really want to make sure we look after that. So apart from weight loss, there's lots and lots of good reasons that you're going to want to exercise over winter. Now, we all know that we can walk and run. I mean, there's those type of exercises. So I want to give you some fun and fizzy ways to do activity without even probably thinking you are exercising. So are you interested in that? I reckon so. And I'll give you an example. When it was my birthday in April, we went up to Rainbow Beach with all the family, and I'm playing with the grandkids on the beach, and we were playing frisbee quite a bit. And it was fun. I've never laughed so much in all my life. It was really great. But the next day, the little shoulders and the upper body, I really felt it. And that's when I thought, my gosh, I probably did do quite a bit of exercise. I wasn't aware of it. I wasn't thinking that I was doing it. I was just having fun with the grandkids. So this is where we can look at fun ways, just not walking or running or at the gym. There's lots and lots of things you can do. So let me give you some solutions for exercising at home. And now, because this is where I don't want you to say, oh, it's raining, can't go. You need to have a plan and strategy of doing things that you can, no matter what the weather. And I've got to be honest with you, I think winter's a fantastic time to be able to exercise, because I don't know about you guys, but especially in Queensland, in summer, it's horrible. Who wants to go out in all that humidity and heat and get sunburned? Whereas now you can go out, you know, much more easily. I mean, it is about layering because, you know, obviously, you know, first thing in the morning, it's a little chilly and it is a bit darker in the morning and the days are shorter. So it's about planning, you know, like, you know, take a torch, you know, if it's getting dark at 5:30 at your place in the afternoon, take a torch, you'll be fine. Okay, back to exercising at home. Okay, dance to your favourite CD. Hello? Put on, crank up, you know, the Neil Diamond, you know, I'm showing my age now, aren't I? You know, there's some great ways to really, you know, move the body, and dancing is one of them. And, you know, maybe if you're doing it at home, you might want to shut your curtains so the neighbours aren't going, what the heck is going on in that house? But, you know, just put it up loud, dance around, have some fun. You know, when I do that, I often do a few aerobic moves as I'm doing it. But generally, it's just about moving the body, getting that heart rate up. So why not dance? I mean, it's fantastic, and it will, and you maybe start with 10 minutes dancing and then increase 5 minutes at a time until you get up to about 30 minutes. Now, one of the great ways, as I said before, is play with your kids or your grandkids. I mean, they're a great excuse to get fit. So, for example, throw a ball. Yeah, you could do this with your kids. You want to see Diane's face, she's grinning from ear to ear. See, look, we're smiling because it's fun. But you do this for 15 minutes. Okay, I'm getting puffed. Thanks, Diane. You do that for 15 minutes. How long do we do that? For 30 seconds, and already I can feel it in my breath. Now, you don't have to do something really strenuous. Being repetitious is often the key. And I mean, how much fun was that? We were grinning from ear to ear. You know, get the frisbee like we were doing at the beach. Make a cricket match in the backyard. Basketball. Basketball is fantastic, and T-ball is a lot of fun with the little kids. I remember my kids doing T-ball when they were little and that, and it is so much fun to play in the backyard. The key here is that really, it doesn't really matter what you do, just as long as you keep moving and make it as fun as possible. Now, set up a home gym, which is I've done, so I have no excuse. I mean, if you can't afford to do that, we'll hire some gym equipment just for 3 months and use it over the winter, because it means you can do it no matter what the weather is. And but even, you know, hiring exercise videos or go to YouTube is another way. Now, if you're on your own, there's a couple of ideas that I think is fantastic. Stop it right now. I think this is the best one of all. I mean, this is the big kid in me. What about totem tennis? You know, where you push it in the ground and you hit it back and forwards. Now, you can get one of them for about $12 in Kmart, and you can play it on your own by swinging it around and hitting. I reckon not only is it a great exercise, because once again, it'll get your heart rate up after 15 minutes of bashing that ball around, but it could be actually therapeutic. I mean, if you've had a bad day at work, or hubby or whatever is annoying you, not that you would, Billy, would you, Dale? Well, anyway, I mean, it's a great totem tennis. Give it a go. Throw a ball against the wall like a tennis ball and going back and forwards, or just throwing it on there. Table tennis is another one that's super, super fun. Look, I remember a lady years ago was really famous when she wrote this book because she'd lost a massive amount of weight. So I think she was from Brisbane, and she walked around her clothesline in her backyard every day. I don't know how many times she did it, but she lost a massive amount of weight. But she said she did that because she was too embarrassed to go outside. So these home activities, for anyone that's like, oh, I don't want to go and put on, you know, shorts and a t-shirt and be seen, then these are ways you can do it. Because, you know, if you are happy to go outside, you know, there's walking, skipping rope. Use the council equipment at your parks. They're phenomenal now. And otherwise join a walk group or an exercise group. What a great idea, because then they're all waiting for you to be there at a certain time each morning. I don't want to use rainy days as an excuse though, okay? So let's talk. I've got a list here of inside sports. Okay, have you got your pen and paper like I said? Be writing it down. You ready? First one, squash. Yeah, you don't even have to own a racket or a ball. You can hire them when you go down to the court. Find out where locally you've got a squash court, you can do it. It's so much fun. Table tennis, as I said before, back and forwards, back and forwards. Honestly, you'd think that, oh, that's not exercise. Yes, it is, especially if you play tennis as good as I do, table tennis as good as I do. 3, oh my gosh, canned tomatoes can be fantastic. Are you with me? Sitting down on the couch, whatever. Here, get those plectrum muscles going. Get your cans going. And it's a bit of a workout. You might think, oh, I've done that for a short time. I guarantee if I do that for 15 minutes, I would feel it the next day. And that's what it's about. Get the muscle tone, get your cardio going. That's what it is about being fit. Now, hula hooping, grab the kids' hula hoop and give it a go. Now, dancing, as I said, I dance around the house, but find a dance group or dance lessons. Learn, if you've always wanted to learn how to do the tango or the cha-cha, go and do it. It's all fun ways to get fit. Indoor sports centres have many, many options for you to get active. So check them out. Find in the council the heated pool, water aerobics at winter is a great idea. And don't forget, I mentioned quickly before, the YouTube. Go on there because they have workouts and you can save them to your favourites, and so you've got that as well. Use your stairs. Like I've got stairs here. Go up and down them a few times and you really will get puffed. And if you don't have stairs at home, then find somewhere at work, for example, that might have it as well. It will get your heart rate up, I've got to tell you. Remember, hire the gym equipment just for a couple of months so you're not overcommitting. Yoga is fantastic. Tai Chi, they're good for the energy, the Zen, as well as your waistline. And tummy floor exercises. Now, if you want to do them on the floor and you do lifting up, and that really will get those stomach muscles tight and fantastic. I'm sorry, but you're going to look a bit amazing when it comes to summer if you're following all these tips this next 3 months. That's all. Just do it for 3 months. Say, okay, this is my plan for 3 months, and you wait and see how fantastic it all works for you. No more excuses. Do you hear me? Let's say it together. You ready? No more excuses. Look, remember, you might want to write this quote down. Summer bodies are made in winter. I'll repeat it again. Summer bodies are made in winter. So what's your plan? You need to have a plan. Let's get it happening. So what I'm going to give you this week to win, because I love to do giveaways, I decided to do book 1 for you this week. So we're going to have 3 lucky winners that are going to win book 1. And why I chose that, because in here, Jen Forster, who's a dear, dear friend of mine. Hi, Jen. Well, she's a personal trainer and she's a fabulous, fabulous fitness lady. She wrote an article in here, and I think it might be good for you to read it, because it says here 7 reasons to move your body, and weight loss is not one of them. Yeah, book 1, who wants to win it? So you have to like, share, and in the comments, write hashtag simply with the number 2 good. Hashtag simply 2 good, and I'll pick 3 people next week, and winner, chicken dinner. I mean, when you think about all this, who knew weight loss could be so deliciously healthy? Because you've got my recipes, you've got now some action plans over winter. I'm excited for you. It's going to be fantastic. Now, next week's show is going to be great because it's actually Diabetes Awareness Week. Now, I remember when I was a chunky chick, I actually had to get tested for type 2 diabetes at one point. And luckily for me, I didn't have it. And I know that in my healthy weight range now, I'm not a candidate at all. But I really want to talk about diabetes next week because I think it's really important topic. But what we're going to look at is prevention and looking at management and lots of great tips to help you avoid getting type 2 diabetes, hopefully. So stay tuned next week. Now, if you want to go to my website, there's lots of tips there and recipes for you to try over the next few weeks. Go to www.simplytoogood.com.au. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you got some good solutions to being active over winter. And remember, no more excuses. See you next week. Bye now.